Welcome to Season 4, Episode 7 of the Georgian Surrogacy Podcast. Welcome, everyone, to anyone listening in the 93 countries around the world that this podcast is now heard on. I am Liz Tripodi. I don't know, did I already say my name? I don't even remember. I'm working across every time zone at the moment, and I don't know what time zone I'm in, to be honest. I am really happy to announce that this is the start of a very special series. And we are going to be following, we the listeners, are going to be following along in real time with a beautiful couple from Melbourne, Australia, named Brendan and Rachael. And we are going to follow them from the very start of their journey to hopefully what is going to be their happy ending. So this special series is going to take us through the highs, the lows, every step of the process, and I am thrilled that they have agreed to do this. Brendan and Rachael, welcome.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Liz. Appreciate the warm welcome. It's lovely to be a part of this.
Very excited to help.
Now, are you over the jet lag? Because you only got back from Europe last week.
Not really.
I had no time. It was straight into work. But no, it was a long trip, but it was a worthwhile trip.
And you've had, you'd gone from, really nice weather in Europe, of course, to coming back to freezing cold Melbourne.
Yep, absolutely. You should have seen the looks I got when I was just arriving into Melbourne, had to go into the pharmacy quickly, and everybody's looking at me like, are you nuts? Whilst it's pouring rain outside.
He was in shorts and t-shirt.
That's usually me when I get back from Europe. I'm exactly the same.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm so happy that we are doing this, and I'm so excited because
Me too.
I've never done this sort of special series, and it popped into my mind the other night, and I thought I'm going to ask you guys if you want to be the first to do it. So thank you for agreeing.
That's
And
nice.
this is going to be raw, and we don't know where this journey is going to take you guys at the moment, but
Exactly.
it is super, super exciting. Why don't you tell everybody just a little bit of a background about how you got to surrogacy?
Well, we'll start with me. I'm basically the main reason we're here because I was born with heart disease.
Yep.
So I can't physically have children. And that the doctors have said it's too dangerous. We can't even do egg retrieval because it's too dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So we looked into surrogacy years ago. There wasn't much. Looked into adoption, foster, permanent care. Unfortunately, none of that's been successful, and it's brought us the full circle back to surrogacy.
Yep. And you have been involved in the Australian surrogacy scene for quite a little while. Do you want to tell me just a little bit of a background about that experience for you?
It's been a good experience, like compared to when we first looked into it when there was no supports. Now there is. Like, made some amazing friendships and all that. But that's just, I suppose, that's very slow moving.
Slow moving, but also each state in Australia has their own rules, some of which we don't agree with. I'm sure there's plenty others out there who think the same.
Yeah.
And I think it comes down to uncertainty on when, if, how we would even create a family in Australia. But then, like I said, the rules imposed by each state doesn't make it any easier.
It also becomes very emotionally draining.
It does, yeah. So we did give it a crack in, attending a lot of meetups, attending conferences, helping out where we could, but meeting a lot of lovely people along the way, like Rach said, forming friendships. But honestly, it got to a point where Rachel and I looked at each other and said, if we're going to start a family, we need to do it sooner than later, because we've already spent the good part of 14 years trying to create a family, and we still, don't have a child in our life. And we just feel like there's a missing hole in our hearts at the moment, because we really want to have a child or children, see what life brings. But yeah, we're just blessed to know that there are other options out there. And that's where it led to I was speaking with yourself, Liz.
Yeah. So how old are you both?
I've just turned 39.
And I'll be 39 next week.
So, all going well. By the time you guys hit 40,
What a birthday present that will be.
yeah,
Uh, that is the dream.
well, my husband, Michael, he turned 40 in July of 2020, and the twins were born in October.
Oh, wow. There you go. Well, he's living hope and that we can, yeah, endeavor that family dream that we've always wanted. So,
So tell me how you came across the surrogacy process overseas. Was it something that you had looked at in the past, or was it just something recently you'd thought about?
I hadn't really looked into it in the past because it was always like you hear surrogacy overseas, you hear all the bad things, you hear America and the costs, all that sort of stuff. But we went to the Surrogacy and Donation Awards and spoke to some people there who promoted it, which you yourself were there, but we never come across you.
Yeah.
And then we actually went to, well, helping at the Growing Families seminar in March.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few more international ones there. And we just sort of started looking and going, oh, maybe, just maybe it might be viable.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess the time in which we spent being involved in the Australian surrogacy gave us time to learn how surrogacy in Australia works. And although we knew it was going to be challenging, we still wanted to give it a good crack. But then I think, yeah, as Rach said, once we got to learn a little bit about what is possible overseas, we then started to research it a bit more. So what I mean by research is we got talking to other people who have either been on these journeys before or are in the process. And we're so forever grateful for those people who know who they are, who allowed us to meet and chat over a phone call, in person, or even through, yeah, just video meetings, because that information was very helpful for us to then understand what is possible and which country we would like to go to. And I guess this is why we want to assist in doing these podcasts, because just like us, people have many, many questions about what this looks like, and to get it from us directly through your podcast might assist them in understanding, you know, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. So
yeah. So how did roads lead to Georgia? What was the key point? And I know you said that you had reached out to some people and they had obviously spoken about their journeys, and then you reached out to me. And so, yeah.
The other country we were looking at was Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
But it was the fact that we actually spoke to people that had been through with Chachava made us go, okay, we understand that there's a better sort of system. But it was also the fact that Georgia has both of us on the birth certificate.
Yeah.
yeah, that was
a
key.
Big part.
Something that doesn't happen in Australia. So for everybody listening, in Australia, no matter which state you're in, as soon as the baby is born, you actually don't get put on the birth certificate right away. You actually have to apply for a parentage order. To me, that's a bit of a backward step, to be honest
It's
with you.
actually common in quite a few other countries, Brendan, as well. It's not just
There you go.
Australia.
There you go.
Well, that's what, like Colombia, I don't think the woman gets put on at all, the intended mother. It's only the intended father. To me, that's sort of a big thing.
But I guess the other thing too to note is with Georgia, we started to research about the country itself because we really didn't know much about Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
And we're so glad we found out a little bit more, both beforehand and during our time in Georgia, because wow, what a beautiful place. Just, yeah, in general, the people are lovely. We value their, family-like feels. But yeah, just everything about it is just beautiful. And I'm
And you
not just
certainly made the most of your week there. I mean, I don't think I have known a couple that have crammed in as many activities in 1 week in Tbilisi and the surrounds as what you guys did. But let's take it back a step. So we had a chat, and we'd spoken, quite a few times, and you said, "Yep, we want to go, we want to do this."
Absolutely. And we're
So
so
what month was that? Because we're in July now. So
End of April.
end of April,
oh, it was
yeah.
only the April. My God, it feels like I've known you guys forever. Seriously.
It's also
Yeah.
very fast.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So end of April was when we engaged with you, Liz. And I still recall this day. It was a beautiful day outside, and we were having a chat about what is possible. You obviously spoke of your experiences through surrogacy, and it was really helpful to have somebody like yourself who, you know, already has firsthand experiences of what a surrogacy overseas can look like, albeit it's probably a lot different to how it is now that it's being properly coordinated. But yeah, we honestly ended the phone call feeling more and more confident in doing this journey with Chachava, and especially knowing that you were there every step of the way to provide us guidance. I think that really did help seal the deal because we had spoken to other, I'll call them agencies at conferences, and although they were lovely to talk to, they perhaps didn't instill confidence that they were going to be, you know, on the ball, perhaps, I guess, just available, which for us is a big thing too, because I guess I like to be reassured that things are being, done in a timely manner, but also in a really good way. Whereas through other agencies, we were told that, there could be some delays in processing things, trying to get any forms of communication. And then also they're working with, various, I don't know what you call them, various departments, which I don't know, some companies I see that as a bit of a negative because it can get lost
Yeah,
trend.
and I think that's one of the beauties with Chachava for those of people that don't know it. It is the only one in Georgia that everything is under the one roof.
Exactly.
As you know, I can make a phone call to the doctor in 2 minutes, or I can get you in to look at a scan.
Yep.
Other agencies, unfortunately, don't have that, and some of them don't. You will not even speak to a doctor throughout the journey.
Exactly.
And to me, that's not really great, but each
Yeah.
to their own. That's what they offer, and
That's
that's
right.
what it is. So we went through some donor profiles,
Mhm.
and tell everybody, what were the criterias that you guys were looking for with the donor profiles?
I had a look first. I woke up in the middle of the night and sort of seen that I'd got the email with the details for it all, and I'm like, well, I'll have a look. I was looking at someone who's still similarish in looks to me.
Yep.
Which in Georgia is pretty easy.
Yep.
And
For
that,
those of you that don't know, Rachel is beautiful. She looks like a China doll. She is just beautiful. She's got the most beautiful porcelain skin, a gorgeous smile, these beautiful deep brown eyes, and yeah, her complexion, she could pass for Georgian if she didn't have an Australian accent.
yep.
And of course, Brendan is from Maltese heritage. So, Europeans in Europe, well, that just sort of goes without saying.
So that was not a priority, but obviously a desire, was sort of similarities. But then I was looking at education.
Mm-hmm.
I was the one willing to donate, well educated, was looking at height and weight, making sure they'd be fairly healthy.
Yep.
And that, because there was some there that like that had an extremely low BMI.
Yep.
And I'm sitting there going, but would they be healthy
Yep.
with it being so low? And
Yeah, a lot of Georgian women. I mean, look, even I know my surrogate. She was a size 2. She was tiny.
Mm.
don't know how they are with what they eat.
To
I
be
know
honest with
they eat so well.
we asked the same question to a Georgian whilst we were there. I said, "What is it that you guys? What's your secret for keeping so skinny?" Because I look at some of the foods that they eat, and I think to myself, that can't be
Yeah,
good.
meat, khachapuri, potatoes. Like, it's very heavy carb food.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So then, Brendan, you got up the next morning and you saw that Rach had narrowed down who she liked.
I didn't tell him who I'd picked.
Ah, okay.
Correct. Yeah. So I always said, it'd be lovely for Rach to have a say in this since she unfortunately provide her own genetics in the mix.
He goes to me, you pick who you want. I'm like, no, I want it to be both of us.
Yes.
So in saying that, we've always been the sort of couple that we don't just pick, something just because I like it. It's got to suit both of us. So
Absolutely.
anyway,
This is a team effort. This journey is very much a
100%.
team effort.
100%. So anyway, she said, you go through the profile list. Now, I'm not going to lie. Initially, I picked it based on appearance, but only because, of course, I wanted to look at the appearances first, but then the personality second.
Yep.
So, of course, once I selected a handful of donors, then I looked into their profiles, and similar to Rach, I also looked for, their characteristics, their personality, because we felt that that's important. And then eventually, I think out of the searches, we found maybe 2 or 3 that were very similar, as in.
No, we matched on 2.
Okay, there you go. So 2 of them were that Rach and I had selected were the 2 that we started with, and then we narrowed it down to 1. We figured having a second donor was a good thing because it meant that if the other donor was not available, then we had a second person to go to.
Yep.
Thankfully, we were able to get our first preference, and all things going well, we'll hopefully start treatment, which will be amazing. So
Now, your donor had genetic testing done.
No, we got it done.
You ordered to get it done. And tell me about that.
Yeah, so the reason we wanted to get genetic testing done, both for the egg donor and for myself, was to ensure that we understood any potential health-related matters that we should know about, both now and in the future, but also to ensure that we're compatible. Obviously, the last thing you want to do is bring a child in to the world where there may be potential health concerns, and we don't know about it. So
we also have a GP who is very strongly for genetic testing. She was like, you're not getting a donor without testing.
Yeah.
And I think that's fabulous, to be honest, because, normally, as you and I both know, the medical system in this country, they don't really know enough or care enough when it comes to this sort of stuff. So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. And the reason for why I also opted to do genetic testing, particularly in Chachava, was interestingly the ability to do it here in Australia for us would have not only have costed more, but also they didn't have a package or a plan that enabled only me to do it. It had to be me and Rachel, which, let's face it, we didn't really need Rachel's genetics. So it was kind of like a no-brainer to do it all in one clinic.
And the other thing is what I found with the European, especially with the company that Chachava used for the genetic testing, which is based out of Turkey, is that they test for more genes than actually what they test for here in Australia.
Oh, okay. I wasn't aware of that.
Yes.
But,
so the list is I think it's 250 or 300 genes. And they also test for genes. I'll give you an example. There is something called thalassemia that is known to be in some people that have got Thai and sometimes Kazakhstan and sometimes Chinese backgrounds.
Yep.
And it's one of the things that is tested with the genetic testing. But if you go to other countries, they don't test for thalassemia.
Yeah, interesting. Oh, well, I did not know that, but I'm really grateful that they do test for things that Australia does not. So
so that's actually it's quite amazing. So then at the moment, we'll just about the genetic testing. At the moment, we're waiting for your results.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you, but we should hopefully have them this week.
Amazing. Looking forward to it.
So I spoke about that with the team at about midnight last night. So hopefully any day now we should have those results back for you, which is really exciting. Let's now take it back to flying to Georgia and let's talk about all that because you just got back.
Oh, yes. We had a very, very quick turnaround with booking too. We literally booked 10 days before we flew out.
Yep.
And
It's got to be the shortest amount of time possible to to get on board, especially to something overseas.
to renew our passports. Mine didn't take long. Mine was done within a couple of days. Brendan's took a little bit longer. And as soon as we had those, we had our flights booked.
You
Yep.
should have heard. Rachel's just like, have you heard anything about the passports? No. Are you sure? Yes. I had to consistently keep checking. I think
That
somebody was.
actually reminds me. So it has been 10 weeks since I've renewed the girls' passports. I still don't have them.
Oh, wow.
And
Yes.
every time I ring them, they just say to me it's still processing. But no one has rung me. But now this is the third time we've had their passports renewed.
Yeah, okay.
So I better be getting them in the next couple of weeks because we fly out soon.
Yeah, absolutely.
Otherwise, I'll be flying out on their Italian passports.
Okay.
At least they got that as well.
Well, they do, thank goodness. So I know you had a couple of long layovers on the way to Tbilisi, but you got to Tbilisi. How did you feel when you landed?
Yeah, really well. So obviously we got in at night time.
It was a Saturday night, wasn't it, from memory?
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
started
it was Kanye's concert. Kanye was in Tbilisi.
That's it. That's right. Yeah. So we got picked up by
Yeah.
Misha, who's lovely. So yeah, Misha, whilst we were driving to our hotel, which ironically was just opposite the clinic, thanks to Liz, who knew very much what was nearby and what would work for us. Yeah, we stayed talking about a range of things really, but ironically enough, we still couldn't convince Misha that Australia was a lovely place to visit. He's watched one too many YouTube videos and
They're all
is
scared of
all that-
spiders and
He's scared of kangaroos too.
Anyway, but yes, we got there at night. We were amazed by just how big this clinic is because, like I said, literally where our hotel was, we literally can see the clinic in
yeah, from
hindsight.
across the road. Yeah.
Yep. And
What were you expecting?
I guess because of where we live in Australia, clinics are never to this size. So
Yeah, it's called Chachava Clinic, but really it should be called like, Chachava.
I don't know, mansion, or I don't know what it is. It's just it's quite a unique building, but it's lovely. Like once you walk in it, yeah, it puts some of our hospitals to shame in terms of how it presents, how it works a little bit. I probably should knock our system too much. It's not too bad, but when I compare it to say the Royal Melbourne, Melbourne looks pretty dated.
Yeah.
But no, look, we walked in.
Well, hang on. We're still at the hotel. You haven't.
Oh yeah, sorry,
It's
at the
Friday
hotel.
night still.
Okay, so we obviously attended to the hotel. The person who assisted us to our room was absolutely lovely, which gave us a good feeling that we're going to be in safe hands, and they're just such lovely people. Had the best night's sleep, and then the following 2 days, because we knew we would have to be nearby the clinic, Rachel and I, for the weekdays, Rachel and I ended up doing some massive travels around Georgia. Needless to say, they were very big days, but
Let's not forget that I had antibiotics and eardrops delivered to you within 20 minutes,
absolutely.
just in case.
Amazing. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I should probably mention. So, yeah, during the flight over to Georgia, my ears did not like me at all. And unfortunately, I do have a problem with my ear canal building up on wax. So, yes, Liz came to the rescue and got me some eardrops that helped relieve that. And I'm so forever grateful because where we were about to go next over the weekend, we're in some very high mountainous areas, which would not have done me any favors with my hearing. That's for sure.
Absolutely not.
So,
Where'd you go those 2 days?
We did. The first day was the shorter one.
yeah.
Say shorter. We got home at least before 9 o'clock at night. The Sunday we left at 7 a.m. and got back at midnight.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were very, very big days.
Was that the Kazbegi one, the set on the Sunday?
I'm just having a quick look because there were so many places we visited. I've almost forgotten which ones we went to. So the first one we went to was to Kazbegi, Godari,
The Dory, yep.
Nori, and Gergeti.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. Just the landscape is, yeah, mind-blowing. Even got Rach to trek up some of the very hilly mountains, and we got some breathtaking views, as well as learn some of the history.
Tried Kinkali and Khachapuri.
Mm-hmm. Was that the one we did we tried the cha-cha?
Yeah, we tried Chacha.
So cha-cha, if in case anybody's wondering, is a type of vodka which they do flavour as well.
And most of it's homemade.
Yep.
It's not for everybody.
Very good.
The second day was spent in
Bajami.
Is it?
Bajami.
My Georgian.
Bulgomi?
Could be the one with the mineral water.
I don't know. I forget.
That's okay. Rabati and Vadzia.
Yep.
So they had some amazing.
They were big days. That one was a big day.
That was a very big day. I think we started at, was it 7:10 in the morning, and we didn't finish till close to 11:30 at night.
We got back to our hotel.
Yeah. So, but it's because of the long distances, not to mention all the cattle and everything else that was on the roads.
The roads in the mountains are a bit scary.
Yeah.
A bit rough.
But no, yeah, learned a lot of history that day, and yeah, amazing sights, and even got to make friendships with some lovely people on the tour too, which we really.
The tour guide on the second day was King George XIII. He liked to be known.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay.
He was quite a character.
He was very much a character. He was
struggling. That King George XIII.
Struggling to find himself a girlfriend because they kept putting sour cream on their Kinkali.
Yeah, so don't ever put.
Yeah.
Dora, my mum would say the same about tomato sauce on lasagna. She's like, "Why would you?"
Oh goodness, who would do that?
Me?
As an Italian, how dare you? Oh my goodness! Brendan, no, I can't deal with this now. How can you do that?
My mum is right here looking at me with disgust as well.
Oh my goodness. I'm just embarrassed.
Yeah.
Then the Monday after.
Yeah, so Monday you went to Chachava for the first time.
We did.
And we stayed there for the 3 nights following that.
So talk me through appointments. So day one.
We arrived, we checked out our hotel, did the massive trek across the street.
Dodging the traffic?
Yeah, I was going to say, not massive, dodging the traffic.
Yeah, the traffic's a bit full on.
Yeah.
To get across. And went in the wrong door. Then we video chatted you and you told us wrong door and told us where to go.
Yep.
And we met it up with Vansa.
Yep. Lovely person if you ever get to meet her in person. She's just full of smiles and just such a bubbly personality.
And she got us checked in for our room in Chachava and then said to Brendan at a certain time you come do your first lot of testing.
Yep. And just to clarify something, your room was literally a 15-second walk to where you had to meet for that. That's how convenient it is.
Absolutely.
It was massive.
And just, it was just, yeah. Like I've never known of a clinic that offers this type of service. In fact, speaking with another lovely couple who we formed a friendship, when we were comparing what Chachava offers versus what they were potentially going to do over in Canada, they're like, wait, hold on. This isn't even part of our plan. So, yeah, they certainly, Dr. Ketty, hats off to her. She's done a wonderful job in putting this together because even for us, when we first got introduced to the possibilities of doing Chachava, I was trying to re-clarify. Is that true that we've got accommodation and this and that? And that's it was just unheard of.
And I think from memory, you guys were in the same room that Michael and I were in, room 3.
That's it.
Yeah. I remember rocking up at room 3 at 4 a.m. and being extremely overwhelmed, but it was so quiet, even though you were in the middle of an operating hospital. It was so quiet, couldn't hear a thing. Then they knocked for breakfast at 10 a.m.
And they sort of because they don't speak, or those staff don't speak amazing English. They're sort of telling you to leave it outside once you're finished without actually saying that.
The breakfast was very filling and very
It's delicious.
lovely. Yeah, it was
It's a big breakfast.
Yeah.
I worked out what the juice was, though.
Oh, the juice is some sort of combination from memory, I think, of guava and peach.
Yeah.
I remember someone else asking me that years ago. It's some sort of strange combo.
Yeah.
Because it's nothing I've ever tasted before.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's still nice.
So you had your first lot of testing.
Yep.
And then what'd you do the rest of that Monday? Did you do anything?
Yeah, we did actually. I said to Rach, because when I go to places that are new to me, I like to learn about their culture, but something that I wanted to do, and thankfully through your wisdom, we were very big users of Get Your Guide. So we popped onto there and I found a Georgian dinner and dance show.
Awesome.
Wow, that was going to be in a good way, in a very good way. So we rocked up. We were greeted by our lovely host. Her name was Litka. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly.
No, you're right, Lika. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so everybody was rocking up. We go to the table. They've got all this food that's all Georgian based.
They allowed 1.5 litres of wine per person.
Oh, you're kidding.
But of course, I didn't take any wine, just for the record.
He was meant to be doing his samples.
That's right. But that made it interesting as well because in Georgia they have what's called, is it tamadar? Tamadar, sorry. So think of it as a person who
is a Toastmaster.
And it's not just the one toast. There can be 5 or 6 toasts.
I know all about Georgian toast. Otto from Maluna last year, I kid you not, one night he was hosting, he must have done 15 toasts.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brendan was the Toastmaster.
So after a couple of toasts, I was already out of thoughts of what to toast for. So before you know it, I'm singing Give Me a Home Among the Gum Trees.
Oh, you weren't. Oh, my God.
They're just like, what is this nut? Anyway.
Oh, my God.
But
in the group, we had people that were from Russia, people from Japan.
Oh, they must have been looking at you and wondering, who is this?
Yeah. But look, I'm not going to lie. It was the best night, both watching the Georgian dance, which I must admit I was quite inspired by it. Not that I'm going to take up dancing lessons, but it was just lovely.
I wonder if they let kids go. I mean, I know Georgia's such a kid-friendly country, but I wonder if this is available for kids because you must send me the link. I'd actually like to go and do it with the fam when we're there.
Yeah, 100%. No, I can't see why they wouldn't.
Massive Georgian meal.
Yeah. But,
no one got through anywhere near half of it.
No. I think we were on the dance floor more often than not.
Was it in the old town?
It was.
Where it was.
It was probably at least a good 10 or 15 minutes away.
Well, if we could read, it would help.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we still haven't quite learnt Georgian spelling. I'm just putting it into Google Maps and seeing if it's going to produce something that's in English.
If you go to it.
No, I'm not sure where it is. I just remember it was at least 10 or 15 minutes drive from the clinic. So, but I'll send you the link anyways, Liz, and you can put that in the notes of the podcast or something or other. But yeah, highly recommend. It was a lovely night. We all had fun. I certainly got everybody on the dance floor, and even for the people who are uncomfortable in dancing, they dance their butts off.
That's fantastic! Amazing. What a great night out! Yep. All right, so tell me about Tuesday. Tuesday, did you have more testing done?
Yep,
I did. Yeah, so I just had to provide more samples. I think that day we might have. Did we do the POA or not?
Yeah, you did. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah, so I did the sample.
Can I ask you something from all the men in the world? Is it difficult to do samples?
It felt like a task, but I knew it was for a good cause. So, yeah.
Better than what you had to do here in Australia in a cubicle
Yeah, that wasn't a pleasant experience. No, look, they have it in a room that's away from all the noise. You can actually concentrate on the task at hand, if that helps.
Thank you.
I know that's a bit corny.
No, it's just, you know what, I think, you know, like I said, I want this to be warts and all. I think it's good that we
Well, if I compare it to when I had to provide a sample here in Australia, it was not pleasant. As Rach just said, it was in a toilet cubicle. I had my boss trying to chase me for reports. And then, yeah, being in a toilet cubicle, obviously we're there for a reason, and it was not pleasant. So I'll leave your imagination go wild.
cool.
Yeah,
All right, then Tuesday, Arvo, you went and did a tour of the old town. I remember that.
correct. Yes, we did.
It was meant to be a walking tour, but luckily our guide decided it was too hot and we got one of the little old-time car things.
Yeah, so that was lovely. So the car it's an electric vehicle, and I'm going to say it looks a bit like a Rolls Royce, but
Little.
which meant that you can get around to places a bit easier.
Yeah.
It was ideal for Rach as well, because Rach unfortunately cannot walk long distances or up hills very well.
Yeah,
And
which I was very mindful of.
Yeah.
And was very honest with you guys about it before you'd left to go to Tbilisi, that, you know, especially in the old town for her, I didn't want it to put any strain on her physically.
Yeah, no, we appreciate
So
that.
it worked out really well that he decided it was too hot, because otherwise we would have had to have pulled out partway through. So I still got to do the full tour.
Yeah, so we went to places like the Peace Bridge, which, you know, architecturally looks amazing, especially at night when they light it up.
There's a waterfall.
Yeah, there was a waterfall which is not far from the mineral springs.
Yeah.
Springs, sorry.
The baths.
Yeah, but yeah, we got to learn about the underground parts of Georgia, which is the old Tbilisi. So that was pretty cool. And yeah, just obviously learning a bit about the buildings and how they all come about. And yeah, just in general, there was a lot of knowledge to absorb, and it was done in a very relaxed but very efficient way of doing it. So we're so grateful we got to do that. Of course, me being me, I can't sit still. So I'd already toured quite a large part of that tour by walk. That was my way of keeping myself active, but it was still good to hear it from a tour guide as well.
You actually got to hear about the buildings.
Correct. Whereas I'm just looking at buildings, not knowing much about it.
And Wednesday?
Yeah, so Wednesday, same thing. I had to
Another sample, genetic testing.
Yep, did genetic testing as well, which hats off to that person. I don't know her name, but she was so efficient in getting the blood samples taken it was in, you're out within seconds, or not seconds, probably a minute or two. It was just so efficient. And well, I've got a high pain threshold, but for somebody who's got phobia for needles or whatever, you were in and out and you wouldn't even know any differently. So I can confidently say that was good. But yeah, we ended up on that particular day doing something that Rachel had looked out for, and we're so glad we did it. And that was a guided cooking class in Tbilisi.
Yeah.
So we had a lovely lady. Don't ask me her name, but she was a lovely lady. That's her name. And she guided us, not in English, but through watching her, on how to do both kinkali and khachapuri.
Yep. Did have a guide with us who translated.
Yeah.
And just for people that don't know what kinkali and khachapuri is, kinkali, they're both sort of national dishes. Kinkali, the easiest way to explain them is like a dumpling. And sorry, Rach, yeah?
Soup in it as well.
Yep. And khachapuri is like a bread, a cheesy bread, but there's all different types of khachapuri. It's delicious.
Oh, absolutely. They have some amazing food. So anyway, Rach mastered the cooking, so much so that the chef herself was so excited and even offered Rachel
a job.
a full-time job.
Doing kinkali.
I love it.
Me, on the other hand, I did a pretty good job, but I was cute, apparently. So I think that was a polite way of saying
you and your charm, you.
She was giggling and telling Brendan he's cute.
Well, that's not a bad day out. You know, you got offered a job and Brendan was given compliments on how he was cute.
No, she was lovely. In fact, I think we shocked her when we said, could we have a photo with her too, which for us was lovely because we appreciated that she took the time of her day to show us
Yeah.
the skills of her trade, and we do appreciate lovely people such as her.
That night we went to the dinner organised by Chachava.
Was that night? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tell me
Let's
about that.
It was incredible. Incredible in where the location was. So to give you a picture of where we were situated.
It's a European square.
Yeah.
Europe Square.
Yeah, Europe Square is where it's situated, overlooking an amazing view of Tbilisi.
Just for anyone listening, the restaurant is called Coppola.
That's it.
With a K. Yeah.
That's it. I don't know if it was set up, whether you set it up, Liz, or by talking to Mother Nature and just telling her to put on the best sunset, but it was something else. It was just...
I can't take credit for the sunset, sorry.
we were sitting outside under the shelter outside, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, so the views were beautiful, but the food, wow. I knew we were there to go and experience the Georgian foods, but I didn't expect a feast. We could have invited quite a number of people and
Still fed them all.
One of the great things about Coppola as well, from all our dealings with them over the years, is that beforehand, they ask for dietary requirements and they are so accommodating. So everything from, gluten-free to no seafood to no onion to, whatever it might be, obviously no nuts. They are really, really food safety conscious about that.
Absolutely.
I've got photos of Brendan laughing because we thought there was a lot of food and then they brought out more.
Oh.
It was, whenever I see too much food, I immediately start to feel full.
Yep.
So, but we really appreciated the fine dining. It was we certainly didn't go walking away hungry. We were the complete opposite of that.
Yeah.
Thursday?
Thursday. I'm just trying to think. So I'm actually just looking at photo. Oh, actually, just before we finished the night, we also saw lovely scenery at night. So
we went down to Europe Square.
Yeah, and we saw a colourful water fountain feature and other bits and pieces before we called it a night. So Thursday, yeah.
Thursday we had a quiet day.
No. I'm trying. Yeah, I know exactly.
We did have one day when it was a little bit quiet.
What day was it when you went to the church?
That was
the Saturday before we flew out. Because we couldn't not do something on the day we're leaving. We still had to have tours.
Of course. Well, hang on, we're at Thursday now. So what did you do Thursday?
I'm just having a look at dates. Like I said, we jam-packed so much. But Thursday 18th, so I'm looking through my photos at the moment. Okay, so Thursday, once again, had to provide another sample, but Liz had organised to show us around the clinic.
Oh, yes, I did too. Forgot about that.
As well as, go and look at the amazing Maluna, which, wow, just an incredible well thought out place. Yeah. So we'll start with the clinic. So the clinic, we literally got to see it from top to bottom. Obviously, that involved going to even locate, like within the clinic, they've got places where you can do your dentistry. What else? They had
cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, cosmetic surgery.
The hair salon, the nail salon.
Yeah, it's incredible just how much there is in this clinic. Did you
see the hidden cafeteria?
No.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
It's on the bottom floor.
Oh, okay. No, we didn't see that. Yeah, we had lovely Anna or not Annie?
Yeah, Annie.
Annie. Yeah, so she's lovely and she showed us around. But yeah, each section of the clinic had their own little feel. And yeah, like I said, it really does stand out. But we even got to head up to the maternity ward, which for us was great to see because it gave us an ability to understand how the IPs and the surrogates, I guess, how if they were comfortable.
Yeah.
And from what we could tell, they felt very well supported, and everybody was, well, there was many baby crying sounds in there, which gave us confidence that, everything was being attended to and that there are actually babies being produced in such a clinic. So, but yeah, you could see everybody was very at home and comfortable. The actual rooms themselves, and tell me if you think so, but they were very spacious.
They're the ones we looked in, but we're able to.
Yeah. Of course, we didn't go in the rooms because we weren't going to be disrespectful and impede on their private space, but we just quickly walked past and, yeah, we could see that everybody was at home, so, which was lovely.
So clean and fresh.
Yeah, it was. It was very hygienic.
Yeah, it's more like a hotel atmosphere on that floor.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. So I'm pretty sure I even we saw a surrogate walking into the elevator at the time, and she was holding a bunch of flowers as well.
Don't know if it was a surrogate or not.
Well, she was pregnant, so
Doesn't mean she was a surrogate.
oh, anyway, regardless, there was
It was someone pregnant holding flowers.
yeah, which once again just conveyed a very positive vibe, basically. So yeah, we did that, and immediately, like I said, we felt comfortable knowing that this is the space in which our future surrogate will be attending and feel supported, because that's another part to why we chose Chachava as well. As we heard from IPs who are now Ps, that not only did they feel comfortable with, everything that Chachava does, but they felt that the surrogate was being well looked after as well, which for us is just as important, because we wouldn't want to just go to any place that says that they can get a surrogate but not actually provide a level of care. That's so. And then, yeah, I think after that, Rach had just went into the room and just waited up until about 3:00, where Annie was going to take us to Maluna.
We had to wait for Misha to be available.
Yeah, so yeah, Misha once again drove us to Maluna. We were greeted by a lovely nanny who, yeah, forgive me, I don't know her name, but I just know that she was lovely and
got shown around,
showing
the different room types.
Yeah, and
we have a whole podcast episode on Maluna for anybody that is interested in, in wanting to stay there when their child is born. It really is a special place.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah, no, it was well thought out in that you've got a kitchen, you've got everything, gym, an area where you can sort of, rest a little bit. And there's even a computer there if you need to use the computer. But the rooms are also spacious, well presented. You seriously feel like you're walking into a hotel, really. It's just, it's well thought out. And it's in a discreet location that isn't busy. So it, for us, almost felt like we were back home in that it was peaceful and quiet, had that sort of country type vibe rather than the hustle and bustle that perhaps the inner city would have. So yeah, we're, quite thankful that there is something like that available for people who might be interested.
Yeah.
So then we headed back to our hotel. We had a quieter evening.
Yeah.
And then Friday.
Following day. So Friday provided my last sample, and
we went up to the theme park thing at the top.
Matsminda.
That's it. Yeah.
Went up the funicular.
Yep.
Yeah. So we went up to the funicular. Yeah. You definitely need the funicular unless you're really super fit, because it is quite steep.
Yep.
But yeah, they've got some amazing views up on that mount.
We had fun.
And we had a lot of fun just having us time where we got to go on some rides, and it's basically like a fair, basically. Yeah, just filled with different rides. Of course, you can kick back and just do nothing as well, but yeah, that's not in my nature. So
well, I think we realised that.
They do have an amazing Ferris wheel that is huge. It even puts the Melbourne Star to shame.
Well, let's be honest, anything puts the Melbourne Star to shame.
Yep, yep. So yes, we did that, which was lovely. And then
The weather turned that evening a bit.
yes, correct. So yeah, so much so that that was a Saturday, I think.
It turned as well.
Yeah, there was a bit of hail, which was almost the size of golf balls.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, around the Maluna way. So glad we avoided that. But yeah, then we had one more day left, which is the Saturday, where we didn't have to attend to the clinic that particular day. So we did have a flight scheduled
PM.
at 7 p.m. that following evening. And Rachel and I once again went on to Get Your Guide, and we found a tour that would see us go to Mishketa.
Yep.
Yep. Where we got to, if we wanted to, we could have tasted wines, but we chose not to. But we did go to, sorry, I'm just trying to remember where we went. So yeah, we explored Mishketa, which is the ancient capital and also a spiritual center for Georgia. So very, very, very old church.
Lots of history.
Lots of history, and yeah, just the views from above, because all the churches in Georgia are typically situated on very mountainous or hilly areas. For Mishketa in particular, they had it situated up on a high hill because to get to that location.
And that's actually the monastery, was that it?
I was at the monastery. Sorry, I'm getting my things wrong way. There's another one called Javari Monastery, Vari Monastery, which is a 6th century monastery. That one in particular, yeah, to get up that hill, especially when there was wars in play, was very difficult. So the locals, they felt safe being up very high. And so this monastery in particular was a safe haven for a lot of the community at the time. But yeah, just incredible, the detail.
Tried more honey.
Yeah, tried more honey. What's that one called? Chachava?
That was the walnut.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm aware of what it's called. I can't pronunciate it. But yeah, we went there, and then we ended up finishing up the tour by going to the very out there church that you can see in Tbilisi, and that's the Golden Trinity Church.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Georgian Chronicles of Georgia.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's right. Yeah, we also went to the Chronicles of Georgia, which
I didn't get all the way up to them. It was too hot and too many stairs.
Yeah.
So I just went, I can see it. I like it. That's all I need.
Yeah, so that was quite lovely to see as well. It all had different meanings for some of the carvings that are on there, but yeah, there's just so much of it that it's hard to absorb all the information. But I know that there was the Queen Tamadan and a bunch of other historical people that were all carved into this monument. So it was quite impressive to see. Surprisingly cool when you go into the actual monument too, which I thought was a pretty cool feature because it was a rather warm day. So yes, all in all, we did quite a lot over the short period of time that we're in Georgia, and we still feel like there's plenty more to see.
Absolutely.
Whether we get to see more is another question, because we obviously look forward to our next part of the journey, which is to be able to have a child in which we will finally be united with. So
our next step is we're waiting for your genetic testing to come back, and then we're waiting for the donor to start her cycle.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And so the next episode we're going to share is going to be when we know how many eggs and how many embryos we end up with.
Yep.
Absolutely. Looking forward to.
Fingers crossed to good numbers.
Good news. Yeah.
The donor has previously donated and did have good numbers there.
Yep.
So
that was another thing that, not that we're anticipating it, but yes, our particular donor has a
family history
of twins. So we'll see what the future holds. But yeah, either way, we'll be blessed with a single child.
And
But if
either
we
way, you're on your way.
absolutely, and that for us is surreal to think that here we are hoping, praying all these years for,
And now it's within reach.
having a child, and now it's within reach. So we're forever grateful for the work that you do, Liz, but also grateful for the team at Chachava for making this possible. So thank you.
Thank you. And I look forward to chatting with you guys on the next episode, and we can share with everybody what the next steps are going to be. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Of course, you can get in touch with me directly via social media, Instagram, Facebook, Liz Tripodi, or you can email me, liz@chachava.ge. Enjoy the rest of your day to both of you. And baby dust for every step of the way. And I'm with you every step of the way. And now all our listeners are with you every step of the way.
Absolutely. And we're so glad to be part of this journey. So thank you.
Thank you.